Can you all hear me? A nice brisk morning. Woo! Oh my gosh, Amir Glover's taking off his coat. We all want to borrow his hat. Which I have to say, y'all, thank you so much for being here this morning. I just would like to welcome everyone. And I think we're just going to take turns speaking this morning. But Governor, always a pleasure. I know how much your heart is here, and wonderful to have you here. The CEO of ERC, David Sullivan, is with us. Senator Louise Lucas, who I've known for a very long time, and it's really hard to get anything done in the world without her. So thank you so much for being here. Delegate Don Scott, you and Senator Lucas have fought so hard for the people in this region. So thank you for being here. We also have Mayor Shannon Glover. I love his name. And people confuse us all the time. And just so happy you're here. We also have a Shannon Marshall. There she is, who heads up communications for VDOT. And of course, Mayor Tuck, chair of the Hampton Roads TPO, and just such an advocate for Hampton Roads. I will say to all of you that we also have many special guests. I do see former Delegate Matthew James here. Thank you for being here, sir. We have our CTB member, Stephen Johnson. Thank you for being here. The CEO of the Port of Virginia, Stephen Edwards, is here. Thank you. And I know how important connectivity and logistics are to the Port of Virginia, and how important an announcement is, such as this. So thank you so much for being here. Deputy Secretary John Lawson drove over this morning. Thank you. You have been instrumental in all of these discussions. Deputy Secretary Nick Donahue could not be with us this morning, but it would not be a ceremony without our Commissioner of VDOT, Stephen Bridge, who has really been at the forefront of moving these discussions forward and responsible for many of us being here today. With the leadership of Governor Northam, I will tell you that our team has been working over these past 4 years to establish a strong relationship with the Hampton Roads region, and so much has been accomplished. The high-rise bridge, the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel Expansion Project, which Mayor Tuck, we know, that was an exciting adventure. The Southern Trestles, the widening of I-64, the Hampton Roads Express Lane Network, all great examples of what can be accomplished when the region and the Commonwealth work together. And as we've continued this work, we have also been looking and exploring every opportunity to bring meaningful toll reduction to those most impacted by the tolls at the Elizabeth River tunnels. From the early days of Governor Northam's administration, including being tasked with an assignment in the governor's budget in 2019, we've been diligent about evaluating opportunities to mitigate the financial burden of on those commuting at the downtown and midtown tunnels. As we explored every option, I will tell you that we encountered some unexpected challenges. The news that ERC was going to be sold, the announcement of an auction, a global pandemic, the delay and the subsequent reinstatement of the ERC transaction, and then in November of 2020, the call that Abertis was going to acquire ERC in consortium with US-based John Hancock. From the beginning, we conveyed our priorities to Abertis about our desire to have meaningful toll reduction. And we truly believe that Abertis was to be a very good partner with us. In a press release announced at the sale, Jose Pepe Navarro, the chief executive officer at Abertis, stated, Abertis looks forward to working for the benefit of local communities and building on a constructive and mutually beneficial relationship with Virginia. And as soon as we were able to have international flights into the United States, Pepe flew over from Spain. He met with us, with David Sullivan and with Anna Bonet, who's the deputy CEO of ERC, and the door was opened for discussion. It is now my great honor to introduce the Governor of Our Commonwealth, to share with you the results of that discussion. And as always, your commitment, Governor, to transportation for every Virginian, regardless of who they are or where they live.
Thank you, Shane. Appreciate it. Yeah, me too. Well, good morning. Good morning. Hope everybody's nice and warm on this brisk, cool morning. I just thank you, Shannon, again for your kind words. You always have wonderful introductions, and also for your leadership and all the work that you put into building up our transportation infrastructure over the past 4 years. And I don't think enough can be said about what Shannon and her team have done working with the General Assembly. But if you look around here in Hampton Roads at the projects that are going on, not just in the Midtown and the downtown tunnel, but the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel, which has been a bottleneck for years, the 264 interchange, the high-rise bridge, which is just behind me a bit, and then finally the expansion of 64 between Hampton Roads and Richmond. These are all big deals, and they all drive our economy. So to you and your team, Shannon, thank you so much for all of your leadership. It is always good to see friends like Senator Louise Lucas, Don Scott, Mayor Glover, Mayor Tuck. You all have done so much work and been such great public servants. And Mayor Glover, I like your name too, but I even more like your hat. And I'm gonna get you one. I would appreciate that. And Mayor Tuck, just so Mayor Tuck knows, it seems like every time I'm with Mayor Tuck, he has to go get tested for COVID. But I just want to let you know I'm clean, and so everything is good. I just wanted to bring you up to speed a little bit. We have still been able to travel, even though COVID-19 is alive and well, and especially in Europe right now. I think anybody that thinks that this is behind us, take a look at what's going on, especially in Germany, which I just left from on Friday. But I was in Europe last week for an economic development mission, talking with dozens of companies about why Virginia is the best place for them to expand or start a new North American headquarters. It's an honor. It has truly been an honor to represent Virginia. And when we go abroad, we're just so proud to represent our great state, named the best state for business in all of America for the past 3 years. In fact, we're the only state to ever achieve back-to-back #1 rankings. And that's something that everybody here should be proud of. While we were in the Basque Country, which is just to the northern part of Spain, a beautiful area of Europe, I met with the management of Elizabeth River Crossings, a company named Albertus. They are the new owners of Elizabeth River Crossing, and they understand that in order for business to thrive, the communities that they work in also need to thrive. And I want to let everybody know that they are going to be wonderful partners here in Hampton Roads. They really get it. They know of our past history, and they know the burden that these tolls are, and they are ready and willing to work with us. And I have that commitment from them, and I appreciate that. Here in Virginia, over these past 4 years, we've shown that being a great place for business and being a great place for workers goes hand in hand. In fact, we've shot up nearly 30 places in the worker rankings while still retaining our best place for business ranking. And today's announcement, toll relief for those who need it most, is great for the hardworking people of Portsmouth and Hampton Roads. It's a good start towards equity and balance in how we juggle massive and much needed infrastructure while making sure that those who are working hard and trying to get ahead can do so. We all know that tolls can add up, especially when you don't have a lot of money. That's why we've been committed to easing the toll burden for some time now. Now, just a little bit of history. Back in 2016, Virginia announced a toll relief program. It made an important commitment to giving lower income folks in Norfolk and Portsmouth a 75-cent toll rebate if they use the tunnels frequently each month. We worked with ERC to commit $500,000 each year for 10 years to this effort. And while this was an important step we know that we can and that we need to do more. So today, we're increasing that $500,000 a year to $3.2 million a year, and that will last through the year 2036, which is 15 years. So what does this mean? For folks in Norfolk and Portsmouth who make less than $30,000 a year, we're reducing tolls by 50%, $1.25 a trip. That means drivers can go to and from work each day with a half-price toll. We expect each person enrolled could save up to $650 a year. This will make the commute just a little bit less stressful. The toll relief program has helped approximately 2,000 people, and we expect that to double to more than 4,000 people under these changes. Our teams at the Virginia Department of Transportation and the Elizabeth River Tunnels will continue to look at the program and make sure it's supporting the people who need help the most. The message is that this is a start. We know that we have more work to do, and we look forward to working with Albertus in this regard. This region is critical to our economy, from the Port of Virginia to tourism to the military presence, and we are committed to supporting its economic vitality. Over the past 4 years, we have delivered generational investments in infrastructure. Listen to these numbers, including $3.7 billion to transform rail across Virginia, billions of dollars of investments in our highways and interstates, and in partnership with this region, $3.8 billion. I'm gonna repeat that, $3.8 billion to expand the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. We've made great strides in making our transportation safer and better. A strong transportation infrastructure is vital to our economy. During our term, we have brought in record numbers of economic investments and new jobs, and transportation infrastructure is vital to that, as well as to our best state for business ranking. People and goods need to be able to get where they want to go easily and without breaking the bank on tolls. When we provide toll relief through this program, we're giving people more money back in their pockets to spend on critical needs like food, gas, or medical bills. I want to again thank our Secretary of Transportation, Shannon Ballantyne, and her office, VDOT Commissioner Stephen Britch. Stephen, thank you for all your work, and our new partners at Elizabeth River Crossing. They have worked together to ensure that we are providing meaningful toll relief to those who need it most. And to everybody that is here, you have heard me say this before, but it takes a village, and I'm just so proud that all of you have chosen to be part of that village to make Hampton Roads and the Commonwealth of Virginia stronger, to keep our economy going, to make sure that people have jobs that they can support themselves, their families, and enjoy our great quality of life in Virginia. So God bless all of you. Stay warm. To the media here, if you can go back and talk to your meteorologist. When I come to Hampton Roads, I like the temperature to be a little bit warmer and the wind a little bit less. So please pass that on, and we'll be in touch. But thank you. Now it's time to hear from David Sullivan, our CEO of Elizabeth River Crossing. David, welcome.
Thank you, Governor Northam, for all that you do for Virginia, especially in transportation. As you said, it's been an unprecedented 4 years. But I want to thank you personally for your leadership over the last 2 years as we went through the COVID pandemic. I feel very fortunate to live in Virginia and have struggled through this with a governor who did what needed to be done for his citizens, and we appreciate that, Governor. ERC is proud to be part of this solution. We have worked hard with the Commonwealth, with Secretary Britch, Shannon Ballantyne's team, to come up with a toll relief program that provides meaningful toll relief to those who need it the most. And that was the focus. We really wanted to ensure that those people who work multiple jobs, live in the cities of Portsmouth and Norfolk, to be able to get back and forth and not be impacted so negatively by the tolls. So we're proud to provide this toll relief and expand this program almost sevenfold. ERC is committed to the Hampton Roads community, to the cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth, and we've been that way for the past 5 years. As the governor stated, the toll relief program started in 2016, and to date, ERC has provided $3 million worth of funding. But now we'll be providing $3.2 million of funding each and every year, and that amount will grow by 3.5% a year through 2036. But we also strive to participate in the community in other ways. ERC has provided over $11 million in support to HRT for public transit to get residents between the cities of Norfolk and Portsmouth. We expanded bus service in 2014, and we continue with that commitment today. We invest in the community, and the community is important to us because we are the community. Our workforce of 190 employees live right here in Hampton Roads. Our average salary is about $50,000 per year, and our workforce reflects the communities we serve, Norfolk and Portsmouth. It's a very diverse workforce, talented and committed, and they live right here. And I think that makes a difference in the way we serve the public. Our community contributions is an area that we really strive to shine. And with that, we focused on areas of education, community needs, and the environment. In the area of education, ERC provides a good citizen scholarship program. We provide a scholarship for 4 years to one student from each of the 8 high schools in Portsmouth and Norfolk. Today, we have 32 students receiving those scholarships. We served over 40 students since we started the program. We work with Tidewater Community College to help fund the STEM Promise program, which provides science and engineering education for 20 people every year, tuition free. It's an area that we have a strong commitment to. We also work in smaller areas within the communities. The Boys and Girls Club of Portsmouth, the Starbase Academy. We support the food bank, Hope Charitable Services, and Mercy Chefs, nationwide food provider based right here in Portsmouth. And we help fund a program where they provide meals to the homeless. Hope Charitable Services is another area that we've worked really hard to serve those who need it the most. Finally, in the areas of environment, we support the Elizabeth River Project and the Elizabeth River Trail on both sides of the river that we cross. We really value the river. We're strong environmental stewards, and we work hard to make sure that we take care of the environment that we've been given within the bounds of this project. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about what we think we've brought to the community, and that's improved transportation. Since ERC has been here, we've reduced congestion through the downtown tunnel, built a new midtown tunnel, reduced congestion on Hampton Boulevard markedly, reduced accidents by 60% on the midtown tunnel. So we're saving people time, and we're saving people's lives by reducing accidents. We contract with minorities and small businesses. We spend over almost 70% of our annual qualified budget with local, small, and disadvantaged businesses. And the biggest thing is tunnel availability. We keep the tunnels open. We respond to incidents on an average of 8 minutes for clearance. Breakdowns, people running out of gas, to keep your commute smooth. And with crashes and accidents, clearance rate's about 30 minutes. We think we have one of the best in the country. And that's our commitment to the region. It's not only to those that need it the most, but to those who depend on these tunnels to get where they're going, which really drives our economy. And so with that, I want to thank you all for coming today. Thank you for being customers of Elizabeth River Crossings, and we look forward to being here for another 48 years.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I promise not to trespass on your time very long because I want to be in a warmer place. Now, you know, by the time you get down to the fourth speaker, all of the high points would have already been made. And these very capable people have told you exactly what's going on here today. And I can say, in the words of our President Joe Biden, this is a big effing deal. However, this is only yet another step towards easing the toll burden on the people who live in the cities of Portsmouth and Norfolk and other surrounding areas who use these tolls. And so with that, I want to thank everybody who has worked with us over the years to try to ease the burden of tolls on our citizens. And I want to especially thank Governor Northam with everything that he's done as my governor. I want to thank him for everything he did as my lieutenant governor. I want to thank him for everything he did as my colleague as a member of the Senate of Virginia. And now, with that, I think with all of the high points having been made, I will now relinquish the microphone to my very capable delegate from the city of Portsmouth, Don Scott.
I don't know why they keep putting me behind her. I do not like speaking behind her. She is so good. Good morning. First of all, thank everybody. Thank the governor for a great job. I want to thank Shannon Valentine and her team since I was first elected and was running in 2019. Senator Lucas told me people mad as heck about these tolls. You want to win, you talk about how you're going to get relief for these tolls. And so what we would do is we would go around and we would take the punishment from the people to listen to them complaining about these tolls. And so we took that and we transferred that. And, you know, they say it rolls down here. So we called Shannon Valentine, Nick Donahue, and her team often to tell them what could they do. My first bill that I introduced was a bill for the state to buy back the doggone tolls, $1 billion. And I know that, you know, that could not be done at the time, but I wanted to send a message that the citizens of Portsmouth, those people who are suffering the most, needed relief. And today that we are getting the people who are most affected, the most vulnerable, the relief. A toll is like a regressive tax. Everybody that goes through it has to pay, but everybody doesn't have the same ability to pay. And what we're doing now is recognizing that everybody who doesn't have the same ability will not get relief. They won't have to go through a whole lot of steps to get that, and that's what we're going to do. So now that, like the senator said, a lot of other points have already been made, and I just want to thank everybody for being here. And now I want to bring up our very capable mayor, Mr. Shannon Glover.
How y'all doing? Look, so I took my uniform off because it's truly game time, right? So when it's game time, you got to take your uniform off. Want to thank our Secretary of Transportation, my namesake, Ms. Shannon Valentine. Also want to thank the governor, of course. Want to thank Senator Lucas, Delegate Scott, Mr. Sullivan, and the whole team. Look, this is so important to the citizens of Portsmouth. I get approached every day in every situation. When are you gonna reduce the tolls? As if I have the power to reduce the tolls, Governor. But what I do have the power is to work with capable people sitting next to me to get it done. And so I'm just grateful that we are going to bring reasonable, real relief to our most vulnerable citizens so that their toll costs will be cut in half and they can continue to enjoy a good quality of life. So thank you. On behalf of the city of Portsmouth and the Portsmouth City Council, we look forward to continuing to work on lowering the tolls for our citizens. Thank you. No, you're so good, man. You don't need one, Donnie.
Governor Northam, Secretary Valentine, Senator Lucas, Delegate Scott, Mayor Glover, Mr. Sullivan, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm shaking not because I'm nervous, but because I'm cold. But I wanted to share with you, first of all, almost 3 years ago to the day, I read an opinion editorial in the Virginian Pilot. And in that editorial, it stated that the leaders of this region, the elected leaders of this region, had failed the city of Portsmouth because we were not vocal enough about the burden of the tolls on its residents. At the November 21st, 2018 meeting of the Hampton Roads Transportation Planning Organization, I noted under new business that editorial. And the executive director of the HRTPO, Mr. Bob Crum, appointed a subcommittee for us to look at strategies and solutions to mitigate the impact of those burdens on the residents of Portsmouth. Today's announcement is monumental. And in one respect, perhaps Governor Northam is keeping time of it, but he has probably only about 46 days left in his administration. And yet, to show the character and measure of the man, it would have been easy for him to take his foot off the pedal and coast to the end of his time. But yet he tasked his administration, Secretary Valentine and her team, to come up with a significant program to relieve the burden of the tolls on the residents of both Portsmouth and Norfolk. And so today we are here just to celebrate that achievement. It is a start, but I think for the residents who are going to be impacted, it will make a big difference in their lives.
Yes.
Mayor Tuck, that point is just so important. And I will just say that, working with the ERC task force, and Bob Crum is here, the executive director of the TPO. And at the time, Mayor John Rowe, all working together, asking the question, what does success look like? And really, this is an important start in getting us to where we need to be. And I really, really thank all of you. I know that, Anna, I'm going to invite you up for just a moment. Anna Benet is Deputy CEO of ERC. She is from Albertus, and you're going to bring greetings from Pepe Navarro over at Albertus. So I will turn this over to you.
Thank you, Secretary. Well, as Secretary was saying, so today our CEO, Jose Alharo, is not here. So I'm going to address to you, and I'm very happy to address to you on behalf of him, just saying and sharing with you that today for us at the Vertis, we are very happy. We feel that today is a very special day that marks an extraordinary path, an extraordinary change for this long-term relationship. So as you know, Elizabeth River Crossing is our first asset here in the United States, and we are very proud to be here today, and to be here in Virginia, working together with the community and for the benefit of the community. Of all of you have shared and have shown today that this agreement is very helpful and it's going to benefit the community. So really, thank you.
Well, living the fact that we never took our foot off the gas pedal, I do also want to thank our district engineer, Chris Hall, and your entire team for making today possible. And with that, I'm going to invite Commissioner Stephen Britch and the governor and David Sullivan to come sit at the table. And I understand there's some documents to be signed.